Hey, it's me. Let's talk about something that quietly shapes almost every part of our lives: our relationship with ourselves. If you've been on this path of awakening for a while, you might have already started noticing hidden patterns in how you react to life. Maybe you've caught glimpses of something uncomfortable, a quiet belief that you're not good enough, not lovable, not worthy. This is where our work begins, in the recognition that self-esteem or self-worth is often missing at the root. Most people don't walk around consciously thinking, I don't like myself. But those feelings show up in other ways, in insecurity, guilt, fear of criticism, the need to please others, or the sense that something about you is not quite right. These are signs of self-rejection. And the problem is, when this is buried beneath the surface, we can't deal with it directly. So we keep trying to fix symptoms instead of going to the source. Eventually, as you do the deeper work, you might come face to face with a question that feels impossible to answer. How do I accept myself, including the things I don't like, without falling into excuses or self-indulgence? And on the flip side, how do I confront those unkind, selfish, or petty parts of me without falling into guilt and self-hatred? This is the dilemma of duality. We tend to believe that self-acceptance and honest self-confrontation can't exist together, that we have to choose one or the other, to either love ourselves blindly or judge ourselves harshly, when real healing asks us to hold both at the same time. You might not yet fully see how deeply this conflict runs. You can start to track it through subtle clues. Are you afraid of being criticized? Do you doubt yourself more than you like? Do you feel undeserving of happiness or hesitant to dream too big? These quiet hesitations can trace back to the belief that something in you is unworthy. Sometimes the self-dislike is vague. Other times it's tied to specific traits you regret or feel ashamed of. But often, when we do recognize those traits, we respond by either denying them or justifying them. We think, if I admit this part of me is unkind, that means I'm a bad person. So we beautify what's ugly, rationalize what's harmful, and avoid the truth, all because we haven't yet learned how to see ourselves through new eyes. To truly transform, you need to see yourself not as a fixed being, but as a living movement. You are life itself. Just like a tree grows, sheds its leaves, and blooms again, you are meant to evolve. And even the parts of you that seem stuck or broken hold the potential to change. What if every destructive trait you carry, every ounce of selfishness, anger, or fear, is not your final truth, but just one chapter in a much larger unfolding? What if the very presence of life within you means you are always capable of becoming more generous, more loving, more aligned with your essence? The nature of life is change. Everything alive is in motion. And the more conscious you are, the more powerful that motion becomes. Your thoughts, feelings, and choices are creative forces. They shape who you become. Just as atomic energy can be used to build or destroy, so too can your inner energy be directed toward healing or harm. So let me ask you, if you are made of this life force, Why assume you are incapable of change? Your true self is not the part you dislike. That part is just what has become visible for now. Underneath is a stream of creative energy that hasn't yet been fully expressed. It's not about forcing yourself to be someone new. It's more about releasing what has always been within you. Now, to do that, you need to stop believing you are defined by the things you hate about yourself. That's why you cling to them, not because you want to, but because you think letting go would mean losing your identity. Deep down, you think, this is me. If I let this go, who am I? When the truth is, what you dislike is just one layer. You are not fixed. You are fluid. You are not trapped. You are movement. And every moment you have the power to choose a new way of thinking, feeling, and being. When you begin to experience yourself this way, as changeable, evolving, vibrant, something remarkable happens. You stop fearing your flaws. You can look at them with compassion without spiraling into shame. You stop needing to justify them. You simply say, yes, that part exists, and it's okay. I can love myself anyway. And from that place of grace, real change becomes possible. You don't need to wait until you're perfect to love yourself. In fact, you can only become who you truly are when you start from love. Then love doesn't mean indulgence. It means telling the truth gently. It means standing firm with yourself, not because you're bad, but because you are sacred, because you deserve to meet your full potential. Self-esteem doesn't grow by pretending your dark parts are not there. It grows when you can look directly at those parts and still remember who you are, a living expression of the divine. The instincts within you, the parts you've been taught to fear, are not your enemy. They are part of your vitality. They are how you connect with your deepest truth. The problem is not the instincts themselves. It's how they've been distorted by fear, pride, vanity, and separation. When you stop fearing your instincts and start understanding them, they become doorways. Within them is your power to create, to love, to live fully. That's where your soul thrives. So here's your invitation. Start noticing where you still reject yourself. Don't push it away. Gently bring it into the light. Ask, what am I afraid this says about me? And then remember, you are not that trait. You are the life behind it. The you that can change it. The moment you stop resisting what you see and start embracing your own aliveness, even in its messiest form, you'll begin to feel a freedom that no external validation could ever provide. That freedom is your birthright. That's what you came here for. Love you. Connect soon.